Hello. Well, yesterday I talked a little bit about panic attacks, and I was going to continue that today because one of the stories that I'm currently writing, it's called The Hit, and it's about this woman who is a newlywed, and she thinks that her husband might be trying to use a hitman to kill her. Um, and she struggles with a lot of anxiety. Um, and one of the effects or symptoms, I guess you'd say, of her anxiety are her panic attacks. She gets them quite frequently, and now that her marriage is starting to crumble, which is where we meet her in the book, and it's crumbling to the point where she thinks her husband is trying to kill her. Her panic attacks are like coming back um, at full force. So I was gonna read an excerpt from it, like a part of the story where she's having a panic attack. And as someone who, like, I don't think I've ever had, yeah, I would know if I'd had a panic attack from the way it's described. It sounds horrible and unforgettable. So I'm going to say I don't think I've ever had one. So I just kind of want to make sure that the way I'm describing it is accurate to people from the perspective of people who have dealt with it before. I'm sorry I keep shaking the camera. Um, so if you have any thoughts, please feel free to share. And I'm going to read a part of the story where the woman's name is, I forgot her name, Jessica. The woman's name is Jessica. So we're going to read a part where it's late at night and she's had a really bad day. She just came from her therapist's office, um, and she's going to work. She works at a nonprofit that she actually runs. So we'll see what happens when it goes to her nonprofit. Okay. Forgive me for the noise in the background. I live with family members who are just loud always, so I'm sorry. Okay. Wait, let me not start there. Okay. As I step inside, I pause at the thick darkness. The lights are off, and the entire place is deserted. I shouldn't be surprised. We closed for the day hours ago. Smoothing my hand along the wall, I carefully make my way towards the hallway that leads to my personal office. There, I turn on the light and settle into the comfortable chair behind my desk to answer a few emails. My phone rings, and I glance at it. Crosby's picture lights up the screen. Crosby is her husband, by the way. I hit ignore and try to return my attention to the email I'm answering. But my phone rings again. Jesus, leave me alone, Crosby, I shout into the empty office as I grab my phone and see Stacy's name and number on screen. I hit ignore and begin typing the email I've been trying to send. A door slams in the distance. I flinch. Shit, I forgot to lock the front door. My heart pounds in my chest. Quick footsteps sound in the nearby corridor. Unsure of what to do, I stand and then sit back down. Should I hide under my desk? The footsteps become louder as they get closer. I grab my phone and start to dial 911. Stacy, that's her mother-in-law, emerges from around the corner, and for the first time ever, I'm relieved to see her. She may be awful, but she isn't an axe murderer. I watch her saunter towards my office and throw the door open with dramatic flair. Her blue eyes are narrowed as she stares me down and approaches my desk. Your behavior today, she shakes her head, was absolutely unacceptable, and I will not tolerate it. I'm dizzy, tired, and depressed. I can't deal with this right now. I'm sorry, I say, just to get her to leave. You're sorry? She spits the words out with fury. Crosby may fall for that, but I don't. I'm tired of you, Jessica, and this is the last straw. After this, you have no more chances. A heavy feeling, like a dead weight, begins to fill my chest, making breathing difficult. What does that mean? I breathlessly ask. Stacy leans forward, placing both of her palms on my desk as she looks me in the eye and says, It means this will be the last time I clean up your mess. Next time, I won't protect you. Clean up my mess, I repeat, wincing as the heaviness around my heart grows increasingly painful. Yes, Jessica. Appearing exasperated, Stacy removes her hands from my desk and stands up straight. I've had Vanessa sign an NDA, meaning she cannot press assault and battery charges against you. And of course, her agreement came with a sizable price tag. Warmth consumes my chest, neck, and face, and I place a hand over my heart as my breathing constricts. Stacy looks me up and down. You seem remorseful. Good, you should be. I open my mouth to ask her if Vanessa admitted to sleeping with Crosby, but I can't seem to speak. Stacy repositions her purse on her shoulder and turns to leave. But just as she approaches my office door, she pauses and turns back to me. And don't think, she shakes a finger in my direction, that I don't know why you hit her. All I can do is stare at Stacy as she continues to wag her finger in my direction. She's sleeping with my son. I know that. But do you really think you'd be enough for Crosby? You married up, Jessica. This is what happens when women like you marry up. I feel like I'm having a heart attack. So deal with it, she barks, the way my son is compassionate enough to deal with your repeated failures. With this, Stacy spins around and flounces out of my office. My heart is pounding and I literally can't breathe. This is a panic attack. When I was a teenager, these ugly little episodes would drop themselves into my lap at least once a week. But after months of regular consults with Dr. Vasquez, they lessened before disappearing altogether. It's been years since I've had one. I close my eyes, put my head down on my desk, and think back to what Dr. Vasquez used to tell me to do to get through them. I can hear her voice in my thoughts. First, close your eyes and practice deep breathing. My eyes are already shut, so I lift my head off my desk, sit up straight, and breathe in through my nose before slowly exhaling through my mouth. I do this until the heaviness in my chest lightens. I'll stop there. Um, and I'm sorry, the writing is like, well, it's me writing it, so it's not great, but it's, you know. Anyway, if you have ever had a panic attack and as you were listening to that, some of the things that Jessica was feeling don't sound like a panic attack to you, please feel free to let me know and I will try and adjust um, that part of this, that aspect of the story appropriately because I do want it to sound, realistic so that people can relate to what she's going through. Okay, well, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.